What's up guys, welcome back to the shop. In today's video I'm going to be making a coal forge. I don't have one here in the shop and there's certain things that I'm going to need one for in the future, so I decided I was going to build one. And I recently watched a video where Alex Steele made one, so it's going to be based off of that because I've never worked with one, so I don't know exactly what to make, so I want to base it off of that. He made a coke forge. I'm not going to use coke, I'm going to use regular coal, like lump coal. Let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start building the bases. It's gonna be a 24 inch by 24 inch base. So it's not that big, but it's also not that small. So basically what I'm gonna be making is just a square. And in that square, I'm gonna have an air duct, basically where the air comes up and where where all the heat's gonna be. It's gonna be one here in this one localized area. The reason why I'm making one is because obviously my forge is actually pretty small, and for larger projects, for different kinds of builds, I might need to, heat up localized areas, or maybe it just doesn't fit in the gas forge, and so I'll bust this guy out for those builds. So it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be on legs, and it's pretty simple. I got a piece of 4-inch tube that's gonna go through there. We're gonna drill a hole on the side for a pipe, and I think I'm gonna be using a blow dryer gun for our air source, hair dryer. Those seem to work pretty good and they're relatively cheap. So in this build, I have pretty much everything already here with the exception of angle iron to make this top square. So I bought that angle iron. I think it's been like 50 bucks on the angle iron and this tube right here. That's pretty much what I spent. Everything else is just stuff I have lying around here. And for dimensions wise, this is gonna be 24. My legs are gonna be 30 inches. So it's gonna be 30-inch tall. So it's gonna be 24 by 24, 30-inch tall. So let's get started. Alright guys, so now it's time to weld on the legs. This is angle iron from some old bed frames I had lying around outside. So we're just gonna pop it on right there and weld it. The frame is 24 by 24 and these guys are 30 inches. I'm gonna put them basically flush with the top. Well, actually the top is going down, this is the inside. So I'm gonna have them flush from here downward. They're gonna be 30 inches, so I'm gonna have it 30 inches from the ground. That's where this guy's gonna sit. So let's weld those on. Alright guys, so the base of the forge has already been built. Next we're gonna start working on a fire pot. The fire pot, basically a square that goes in like so into the chamber where all of the ash is gonna fall. We're gonna put a little something here to keep all the big lumps from falling, and it's gonna fall into here, and we're gonna have a lid on the bottom with some way to open and close it. That way everything falls into a container on the bottom, all the ashes and all the clinker and all the crap that you don't want. And we're gonna be making a hole in here for our air supply to be able to go in and create the fire. So this is going to be the fire pot. We're going to start on the fire pot, and we're going to be making it out of this 3/8 steel, 2.5 on the inside and 5 on the outside. So we have to make 4 of this shape. Alright guys, so we have all the pieces right here. I'm gonna deburr them real quick and we'll weld them up together. Alright guys, so our fire pot is made. It's not as pretty as I wanted, but as long as it works, it doesn't really matter. This is the inside of the fire pot. We're gonna make a slightly smaller piece of steel that's gonna fit in here. And its purpose, it's gonna be attached to a small piece of rod that I will be able to turn. And this is just gonna turn this way to let all the ash and stuff in there. So it'll go down, but it'll still let air through. And I'll be able to use it to, you know, break up materials and stuff like that. So it's not, so nothing gets stuck in the way. We still get airflow, and we still get, you know, we can take out the trash and have fresh material in there. So that's the next step we're gonna be working on. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Now I just gotta attach that to that table and we're almost there. This hole right here is gonna be for the air to go inside. That's a little latch right here. It's gonna be, I'm gonna put a rod through it with some weight to force it close with gravity. And that's where all the ash and stuff is gonna go. I gotta bend it. It warped a little with the heat, but it's no big deal. And this guy right here is, oh, it's a little dark in there. I don't got any light coming from this area. But this is our little stop and our breaker for other stuff. Ooh. We have some light. So yeah. So that guy's just gonna be used for that. We should be good to go. Alright guys, so I cut some sheet steel and put it on there to cover up the gaps. I have these small gaps right here that I'm gonna end up having to weld a piece underneath this. Just cover up those gaps because I don't want ash falling on the ground just because. But overall, it's coming together pretty good. And so next thing and last thing that we have to worry about is going to be our air system. I think I'm going to use just a hairdryer and see how much air pressure I get from that. Probably not a lot, but I don't need a lot because I'm not going to be using this for forge welding. I'm actually going to be using this in my build for my chopper challenge, and I'm going to be making an axe, and the head does not fit inside of my other forge. So at one point I'll have to switch from that to coal just to make my life easier, which is why I'm building this. So I don't need a lot of pressure because I'm not going to be forge welding anything. And it's just easier and cheaper to get a hairdryer. Alright guys, so here we're in the back of my house. And I remember I had a blower, so I'm just going to use this blower. And so we can test it out it definitely shoots a lot of air. Let's add some coal and see what's up. I'm actually using charcoal, hardwood charcoal, because coal, I don't know anywhere around here where they sell it, and online was ridiculously expensive. So I was like, I'm gonna use some hardwood charcoal, because I mean, should work the same, right? All right, so what have I learned? That blower is way too strong. I need something way weaker, because that thing was just blowing everything out of proportion. That's why I didn't want to throw too much coal. I didn't want to load this whole thing up. But proof of concept, everything works. This guy works too. I used to knock down some of the stuff in there. Should come out down here. Yep, it did. Definitely did. So that works. That works out pretty well. So overall, it works. I just gotta get a weaker air source and maybe get some coal fuel. I'll have to look, see what I can find. So for now, I gotta get a weaker air source, but that's all the time I have for this build this week. I will be using this guy in the chopper challenge, so you will be able to see it in all its glory. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.